woke up, I had to write a verse before I can go to the city and go to the studio. And then after the studio, gotta drive all the way back to Queens, wake up here, write again, record again, and then go. Best was I just stayed patient, and I never took the they dangle the carrot in front of your face, you know what I mean, or whatever thing is like I never took the
never went after the shiny object.
Exactly. I don't walk around every day like, yeah, man, out
My
here.
voice is so important.
No, but when I hear that, I'm like,
You're reminded.
because in those moments of writing it, that's my hope. That's my intention.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Don't give them too much you. Don't let them take control.
The real is back. The real is back, man. It's your boy RODSKII. But today's video is going to be about J. Cole and the art of being humble but also confident. And I put that last part in there as I was really making this video, because as I was going through some of J. Cole's interviews, just trying to make sure I have everything right. I was seeing a lot of the times, bro, he's actually very confident in himself and his work. You know what I'm saying? Not saying I think he was confident, but some people think when it comes to being humble that you're not supposed to be confident, but that's not what being humble is. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to dive into that in today's video. But I just want to give that disclaimer, man. Shout out to J. Cole, bro. I was really watching the interviews and crazy information on all cylinders. But before we get into the video, I'm going to give y'all a little introduction on myself. My name is Rod. I'm a 17-year-old content creator and a 17-year-old entrepreneur. And I have my own clothing brand. That's the kind of line that I'm in when it comes to entrepreneurship. I'm looking to branch out really soon and do more things. You know what I'm saying? But right now I'm just really focused on YouTube and what I'm doing. So yeah, that's just a little info about me. And fun fact, right now I'm currently staying in the same place where J. Cole is from, Fayetteville, North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? I'm originally from Atlanta, but I'm staying in Fayetteville right now for a little bit. Shout out to J. Cole, man. I definitely big inspiration for a lot of people here, and definitely even an inspiration for me, even my small time being here. So shout out to J. Cole. But with all that being said, let's get into today's video. Number one, what I got for y'all is celebrate others' win. And I even seen J. Cole speak like directly on this, because I remember he did an interview with Lil Yachty. Y'all probably seen it before, but in the interview, because I was watching it before I made this video, but one thing he was talking about is that when he seen people like Lil Yachty, Playboy Carti, he didn't say Playboy Carti, but like this just the overall sound that was changing. He started to look at it and he was kind of bitter about it. You know what I'm saying? Just like, he had this love for the game, and he thought the game was going to nothing because he seen all these people getting, not saying he was hating on them getting successful necessarily, but what they was doing on getting successful. He felt that wasn't right to the rap game, but what he had to do was he switched his mindset. He looked at it and he was like, okay, boom, this is just another side, and added more to it. You know what I'm saying? He was happy to see them get successful and how successful they got. You know what I'm saying? Which ultimately led him to stop hating on a new generation of rappers, a new generation of artists. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, J. Cole still has his sound and what he does. That's pretty much his label. But you see him collab with people like Young Nudy. You see him collab with the Baby, people that do like the newer sound of things. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you really gotta look at it like that. And that's one thing I done seen him throughout the years. When he said that, it really showed me like throughout the years on how much he grew. Because I could have told you a couple years ago, I couldn't imagine him doing a song with Young Nudy. Even Young Nudy was where he was at now. There's no shade to Young Nudy, but that's just saying how he really progressed. And, even though he was humble before, he really got humble, but it's not the point of him being humble and bitter of other people's success. You know what I'm saying? It's the fact of him being humble and knowing that, okay, boom, this is just an extra branch of hip hop. He even said that with Soulja Boy too when Soulja Boy first came out. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, celebrate others' wins. And that's one thing I want y'all to take away too. One mention I want y'all to take away from this video, bro. Don't be bitter because you see somebody else succeeding and you feel like you need to be succeeding. Although bro is already at the top, bro is already doing really good. You know what I'm saying? Don't look at it like that. You see somebody coming in your lane and they're doing something different, and whatever. Look at it as expansion of your lane, and not to get too off topic, but you can look at it like J. Paul. You know what I'm saying? J. Paul is being constant. Then he went to boxing. People be hating on him at boxing, but he done gave boxing a whole new audience and a consistent audience, not just for the big fights. People that's there for every weekend when there's a fight, even if it's not a Terrence Crawford, Javante Davis, Canelo, or whoever's boxing, they gonna be there watching it. You know what I'm saying? If it's Isaac Cruz, bro, whoever's there. You know what I'm saying? So one thing is that if y'all doing something like YouTube, you can't look at other people doing something or whatever lane you're trying to get into. You know what I'm saying? You can't look at other people doing something. It's like you be so closed off and like, oh, I don't like that. They disrespecting the game. They're not doing it traditional. They're probably adding something to the game. You know what I'm saying? The world is constantly developing and the world is constantly changing. So remember that. And that's step one. We're gonna give y'all 1 to 2 more steps on this video. But with all that being said, let's get into the next step. All right, y'all. For number 2, one thing we can learn from J. Cole when it comes to becoming humble is this right here. And this one of the biggest things that I took away. Accountability, man. And one thing I really saw him do with accountability is kind of like what I said in the last clip, but it's mainly with Lil Pump what he did. You know what I'm saying? If y'all unfamiliar on kind of the lore of what happened, basically J. Cole, you know, he wasn't messing with the new artists, like I said. And then Lil Pump, you know, Lil Pump was like, I forgot how old Lil Pump was at this time, but Lil Pump, he basically said F J. Cole and doing all this stuff, you know what I'm saying? And it really was like, man, it really like was like a ongoing beef going on between the youngins and J. Cole, you know what I'm saying? But J. Cole took accountability for his actions and what he did. And what he did was he landed an interview with Lil Pump and they talked it out on camera. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like giving themselves, just talking it out like men basically and showing the world and broadcasting it. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the stands I think is really good to broadcast because in the age now where it's like it's likes to be, I'm just talking in the music industry, but it's mainly in real life too, where you got the older side, they don't really like mess with the younger side and the new things the younger side is doing. You know what I'm saying? But when you talk it out like men and you have a grown man conversation, you start to realize, bro, y'all have so much similarities within each other. Y'all just doing it different ways. And that's one thing he really realized, you know what I'm saying? He started looking at Lil Pump as this trash dude and more of a prolific rapper. You know what I'm saying? And no offense to Lil Pump. Like, no offense to Lil Pump. Obviously, Lil Pump's not in the best position right now musically. Now, he probably still got money, rich and successful. I'm not doubting that. But musically, he's not where he once was. You know what I'm saying? So maybe Cole was right about that. But Cole didn't use that to be like, hey, I'm going to put it in your face, say I'm right about this, woo woo. They talked it out like men and got to the bottom of the situation and broadcast that to y'all. You know, the interview was posted on YouTube, I believe. I forgot if it was posted on a channel or whatever. I forgot all the details on that, but it was posted on there so y'all can see. And I think what it really was is spread awareness to the older side and the younger side that y'all can come together. Y'all have a lot of more similarities than y'all have differences. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of to settle those differences. You know, you saw two of the most prolific people at the time in both sides of things. Saw J. Cole, one of the leaders of the old people, older, I don't want to say old, older people. And he saw Lil Pump, one of the generation leaders for the young people at that point in time, music in the music industry. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But that's it for step number 2. Now let's get into the last final step. And this might be the most important. But let's get into it. Next step is be confident and work hard. And this is something I really saw from J. Cole's perspective, you know, when I was watching the Lord. But basically what I took away from it is that one thing you realize is that J. Cole is really humble and he knows he's not big headed, don't get me wrong, but he's humble because of how hard he works. You know, he knows where he's at. He's not gonna lose it. Well, I don't want to say he's not gonna lose it, but his work ethic, he still works like he's down below and he's humble. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, he rides a bike in New York City. You know, he comes back down here. He do be having a car. Not gonna say what type of car it is, but he do be having a car. But when he up there, he say he has a bike, so we gonna hold him to it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he's lying about that. I'm just saying, did you see him with a car when he was down here though? But yeah, but that's besides the point. But you know, even when he was talking about, I seen in one of his documentaries, 2016. You know, at this point, J. Cole's a well household name. This after 2014, Forest Hills Drive, and he still went back to New York, still in the same place where he was struggling. You know what I'm saying? And he was trying to get a grip of his career and everything like that. And he went back to that place and he continued to work hard. He continued to make a song every day. You know, he even said he took long trips back to I forgot exactly where he was, but he took long trips to Queens, New York, you know, every day, you know, just to do stuff, make music and things like that. And I really looked at it, I was like, man, so it really explains why he be so humble of the time, because he still practices like he's humble. He still works hard like he's at zero. He still works hard when he was at St. John's. You know what I'm saying? He still works hard when he was just moving to New York, having Muhammad pay for the rent. You know what I'm saying? So it'd be like, that's one thing I really took away from J. Cole, and I really took away. And I think y'all need to take away that too, because he still worked humbly even at the point he's at now. And that kind of goes to what I said. I'm not sure if I said that in yesterday's video, the DG video, but I was talking about like, bro, it be sometimes that you have to work harder than the people that's already at the level that you want to be at. And if they're working harder than you have to readjust something. You know what I'm saying? And I'll say that to anybody. J. Cole making a song every day. You know, J. Cole going in there and he has confidence in what he's writing. You know what I'm saying? He even said this too, that even the first bar he writes of a song, he don't look at it as like, oh, it's the first bar, and say if you don't like it, oh, this trash, woo, woo. You look at the first bar and he could be like, okay, boom, so now we're gonna build on to this bar. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing I really took away from that. And that's even with me with YouTube, you feel me? I may think of a video idea I don't think is like right or good. When I don't want to say good, but I might think one I'm not too sure on. And what am I gonna do? I'm gonna go in there, film the video because I know I can add my own touch to it and make that video a gem. You know what I'm saying? So that's really it. That's all I'm gonna give y'all today, man. I really hope y'all enjoyed this video. And let me know if y'all rock with the new series, man. I'm gonna aim for doing 2 a week. This week, I think I can hit 3. So I'm gonna do 3 a week. I'm gonna do 3 this week. And we're gonna transition to 2 a week into like this style. We're still gonna be posting every day, but it's gonna be like my typical videos and what I post. But this is just a new series I decided to add. And yeah, but with all that being said, if y'all enjoyed this type of video, hit the like button, comment something underneath for me. I love every single one of y'all. Y'all have a great rest of y'all day. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.